Hey everyone, this is Gerald Cigar. Now tonight I'm going to be taking a look at the Inferno Torch by Oliva. And full disclosure here, I'm actually a little apprehensive about this review. Oliva is one of my favorite cigar brands. It's the one of the brands that got me kicked off on this whole cigar journey. I used to smoke those and Rock Patels back in the day, and I have a soft spot in my heart for Oliva cigars. However, this cigar is made of a Cameroon wrapper, and I have yet to smoke a Cameroon wrapper cigar that I enjoy. So I'm hoping this cigar changes my whole opinion on that wrapper. So let's cut this guy up and see what it's all about. Okay, real quick before we dive into the review, if you're new to this channel is all about cigar reviews and cigar artwork. So if that sounds something that you're interested in, go ahead and consider clicking on the subscribe button. And now let's get on with the Inferno Scorch review. Appearance-wise, this is a nice looking cigar. Regardless of what I think about the taste of the Cameroon wrapper, I do think it's an attractive looking wrapper. I mean, it's got dark brown coloring. And this stick has very few blemishes. It's tightly compacted. It's just overall, an attractive looking stick. Even the band pops out at me. It's got a nice orange, silver, and black band with the words Inferno that just kind of jump out at you. This is a cigar, like I said, I've never heard of it. I didn't know Oliva made it until, just an hour or so ago, and it just kind of jumped out at me from my humidor. So this is definitely an attractive stick. Now the pre-lit draw. Okay, the pre-lit draw is a little bit on the firm side. However, what I pick up flavor-wise or flavor notes is mainly kind of like an airy tobacco. There's a slight leather taste to the wrapper. And there's like these speckles of pepper that just kind of hit the back of my throat. It's almost like one or two crumbs of pepper that just kind of hit the back of the throat. But other than that, pre-lit draw flavors are good. So let's light this guy up and see how it changes. Okay, right from the start, what I pick up are these heavy tobacco notes. I mean, they just take control of my entire mouth. I mean, they just saturate those flavors into my tongue. The flavors are similar to other Cameroon cigars I've had, so kind of off to a familiar start with this stick. There is a slight leather taste to the wrapper, same flavors that I picked up in the pre-lit draw. There's also a very slight hint of pepper. I just feel kind of resting on the back of my throat. I'm just not picking those flavors up yet in the draw. So I'll keep working on this, and I'll come back with an update at the end of the first third. I'm a third through this stick, and the biggest takeaway that I have so far for the cigar is that the flavors for the most part have been pretty light. They're those heavy tobacco notes, those heavy notes period that I tasted from the beginning of the cigar have mellowed out. What I pick up now is, for me, the cigar is a little bitter. And I think, like I said, it's just the way my palate reacts to that, or my taste with the Cameroon wrapper. So this cigar definitely has a bitter taste to me. I'm also picking up hints of wood. The retrohale, and that's probably where I pick up the strongest flavors. I do pick up a spice, that black pepper in there, and it does scrape through my sinuses a little bit. But other than that, when I'm drawing on the cigar, it's mainly like a light wood. There's almost like a bitter leather type flavor to it. It's just a bitter tasting cigar at this point. Now, I did a little research on the cigar. This is a collaboration between Famous Smoke Shop, and you can pick up these cigars in a 5-pack on Famous Smoke Shop, I believe, for like $19.99. So it's roughly about $4 a stick. So it's definitely a budget stick. Now, construction-wise, as with a lot of Cameroon wrappers, construction-wise, this cigar's been great. The burn's a little bit crooked, but nothing that needs my attention. The ash has been nice and solid. It's been holding on like a champ. Haven't had any flaking issues or anything like that. So construction-wise, it's been a pretty decent stick. It's just the flavors that I'm struggling with. So I'll keep working on the cigar. We'll see how the second, third changes, and I'll come back with another update. Okay, I'm 2/3 down now, and the flavors have changed some. However, there's still those common notes that I picked up in the first third that are kind of also present in the second third. For the most part, the flavors are still pretty light. There's nothing that's strong. I would like to see a little bit stronger flavors in this stick. They're just kind of muted flavors. However, what I am picking up now, instead of just a woodsy flavor, it's more of a cedar now. So it's definitely a dry tasting cigar. Picking up some cedar. The cigar still, for me, it's bitter. Every now and then there's almost like a roasted wood or roasted nuts. It's kind of comes here and there, and that flavor is actually pretty decent. But for the most part, still not a cigar that I'm enjoying even 2/3 through this stick. It's just not a flavor that I'm really agreeing with. Now, construction-wise, as you can see, the burn's gotten pretty wonky, so I'm probably going to need to touch that up. The ash has still been solid. I'm not having any issues with the ash. Smoke output's been great as well. So construction-wise, minus the burn at this stage, it's been a pretty solid stick. It's just that the flavors for me are just kind of off-putting. But I'll take it through the final third as far as I can, and then I'll go ahead and wrap up this review. Alright, the final third of the cigar changed for me a little bit. At the beginning it was still those dry cedar notes. What it's transitioned into towards the end of the final third, and probably best flavors of the cigar, is more of an earth and some toasted wood. So at the very end, I'd say the flavors picked up for me. However, it's still nothing that I really enjoyed. It's just the stick that I pretty much struggled with through the entire smoke. So overall, I wouldn't recommend this cigar unless you really enjoy Cameroon wrappers, or Cameroon wrappers is something that agrees with your palate. Then yeah, go ahead and try it. But if they're off-putting for you as well, then I would definitely not recommend this stick, which is unfortunate. It was definitely a good-looking cigar. It's from a brand that I love, but it's just one that I didn't really care for. If you've had this cigar before, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about it, and I'll see you guys on the next review.